Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of Vlogmas. For those of you who are new to my channel, hi, my name is Zoe. I have just finished up the first semester of my sophomore year at Villanova University, where I am majoring in mechanical engineering and minoring in business. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all the app that I use this semester to keep me on track and organized and productive and balance my academics with my social life, or at least the somewhat of a social life I could kind of manage with COVID. This video is not sponsored, but I will leave a link down below where you can download this, because when I tell you this has changed my life, it has changed my life. Not only is it super customizable and free, but it helps you to keep all of your information together in one place. There are so many different ways that you can use this, and I've really only scratched the surface of it in the past few months that I've started it. I will admit that there was a bit of a learning curve to working with Notion, but getting past that learning curve, it really is such a powerful tool that makes it all worth it. With that, let's go ahead and get started with my walkthrough. I'm going to be showing you my desktop setup and all the things that I use to keep me organized, and I'm going to be giving you guys a couple tips, beginner tips mainly, on how to get started with Notion, but there are so many videos out there on the web, so if you are interested in learning more, then make sure to go check those out, or let me know if you want me to do more videos about it down below. Let's hop right in. So when we first hop into Notion, this is the main page that I have. This is my life overview with links to all of the main pages that I use on a regular basis. Like I said before, Notion is super customizable, and one of the coolest things I think about it is the way that you can link pages. So to create a page, or basically do anything else in Notion, all that you have to do is type a backslash, and there will be this big list of all the different blocks that you can include in your page. Or you can make a whole new page. To do so, you would just click the button that says page, or you can type it out if you want and just hit enter. But these are some of the different options that you have. There are so many different ways: images, web bookmarks, video, audio, code. There's so many different things that really just make it such a versatile tool. The very first page that I have on my life overview under planning is my to-do hub, and I can just click on it to go straight there. Because I do use this page so much, I also have it favorited over on the side, as you can see. To do that, all that I did was click this button up in the top right corner, and that just adds it to your favorites bar. This page is basically my planner. It is where I go every single day, no matter what. It's so useful. I've customized it to really make it my own. I have a today section, homework, outstanding to-dos, and weekly planner, and a monthly planner down at the bottom. I've changed the colors of the various titles and things and added pictures here and there just to make it more my own. Again, to change the color, all you have to do is highlight it, and then you can change the color over on this menu that comes up. You can just change the background or the type font. Additionally, I thought I would mention that on each page you can change this little emoji that's up at the top. It's very cute. There are a ton of different options, and if you don't see any emojis here that you like, you can upload an image or link an image as well. And if I go back to my life overview page, you can tell that the emoji is just there with the page as well. The header is also a fun thing that you can personalize. Again, you can just add one of the pictures that they have, upload your own image, which is what I've done. This is from when I went to Iceland. Or you can link an image. If you just want to link it straight from Google, you can just copy and paste it, or you can search here for any image you may want anyway. Anyway, back to my to-do hub. I first of all have my today header, and down here I just always write the date and then my to-do list for the day. Some days I will add times of the times when I want to do these things, some days I won't. It just depends on my mood. And then when I'm all done, I can just select it and drag it over to my archive, which is over here, and I just have my to-do list from previous days. Personally, I just like to look back on these sometimes, which is why I keep it there. Then I have a homework tab. I just have a template here to add a new to-do. That's not really something I'm going to talk about in this video, but again, it's something you can look up if you're interested. You can also just backslash type in to do and it'll come straight up. And here during the semester I usually keep a running list of all of the assignments that I have. I also have this outstanding to-dos, which is just less specific to-dos. For my homework, I like to keep a list of actual things that I do, whereas over here, as you can see, I have like check something for scholarship applications, do internships. During the semester, I had like look up standard derivative calc rules, like that kind of thing. I also have these two little countdowns, which are really fun. They just help to keep me motivated. I always like to have something to look forward to. So like whenever I was at school, it was like countdown to the end of the semester or countdown to my birthday, you know, that kind of thing. It's fun. To make those, I just use the call out feature. Moving down, you can see my weekly layout. I personally prefer to have the next 2 weeks at a glance. I just find that that is the most useful for me to be thinking on that kind of timeline. I created another template, like I said, to make this, so I can just click this at the beginning of a new week and I just have to type in the numbers and move around my headings. Everything you can move around, put in new places, whatever you need. Like when I tell you this thing is customizable, like you can make it anything you want. Then at the bottom of the page, I just have a calendar, which is where I put in all the different events that I have. If I go back to October, you can see what it looks like during the semester. Quite a lot going on. I like to put meetings in here, things that have like specific times, as well as big homework assignments and exams that I have. It just helps me to get a better look about big things that are coming up, rather than just like on my 2-week agenda. To do this, I just added an inline calendar, super easy, and then I can just add anything that I need on it and put the date and include the time or an end date to make it more specific to what I need. Also very cool because you can add more notes in these because they basically become their own pages. So that is all for my to-do hub, so now we can go back to my life overview page. Under planning, you can see the other things that I have under here, including some pictures, which are also just fun ways for me to spice it up and make it more my own. I'm not going to go into too much detail on the next few things I have under planning, but first of all, I have my food planning. I have some recipes here. These are cool because I can tag them as whatever they are, like dinner, easy, dessert, etc. And then I can open it up as its own page and write in all of the instructions, which is super helpful. Also under food planning, I just had a food stock and a shopping list. They're both just lists for me to keep track of what I have available at home and then also what I need to go out and buy. Next, I have my finances, and I'm going to blur out a lot of this because personal reasons, but I basically made this using an inline table, and I use that to keep track of how much money I spent, how much money I have in my bank account, and then I have a lot of different types just so I can keep track and use a filter as needed to see what I'm spending money on. I also have it so that at the end of it, it shows the total sum, which is extremely helpful for me to keep track of how much I'm spending on what. Finally, I have my self-improvement hub. I don't use this a ton, but I will go ahead and show you. It's basically a journal. I just have a calendar here, and on any particular day, I can just add a new journal, and I made this daily journal template for myself. So I can just go in, type in the date, and I just have a couple of prompts for myself. I have an I am thankful for and things I accomplished today, as well as other thoughts. So it's just a place for me to jot down some things that I'm thinking about and really be more mindful. This page is definitely a page that's kind of in the works, which you will see a lot of as I go through this. It's really always a work in progress. I obviously have my to-do hub pretty down packed, but even that kind of thing is changing all the time, which I personally really love because I get bored of things really easily. So I like the fact that I can change this up as needed and add new things as my life progresses and changes. So that is all for my planning tab. So next we can move on to my fun things header. I just have some more random things that are to do with my life, but a little bit more chilled and less structured. So first of all, I have books. This is my book reading tracker. It's something I've recently started on here because before I was using Goodreads, and I still do, but I also really like having this on here because it's just a bit more personal. So first of all, I have a tab for to read, and I just have a couple books that I want to read here. I have currently reading, and then I have multiple reads. I'm going to go ahead and show you this one because I have this all filled out. So at the top, obviously, I will write in the name of the book, and I like to add an emoji. I add emojis everywhere to this just to make it more fun and personal. And then I have the status, so like you saw, like if it's read, to read, have read, or multiple reads. And then I have my rating that I gave it, the date I finished it, the cover. And then down here I made another template for this, so I can just write in the summary, significant quotes, and other thoughts that I have. So I have a nice long summary there, some quotes that I really like in the pages I found them on, and then my overall thoughts. And I really like this because especially whenever I'm reading series, I have somewhere now to go to look back on the summary of it, which is super helpful, and just having a place to think about what I'm reading I think is really important and fun. My movie list is basically the same thing, so I'm not going to show you that. Then I have a wish list, which is literally just a list of things. You can add links and stuff. It's not very clear or anything or pretty, so I'm not really going to go in there. And then I have my impossible list, which is something I actually made a video about a while ago. I actually did it all on OneNote and then transferred it over to Notion. So if you guys want to watch that video, make sure to check it out. But these are just my goals. I've actually already completed a couple, so I figured I would show you, give you a little update. But when I'm done, I just cross it out and I can just indent and add a new goal beneath it. So finally here I have a travel tab. I first of all just have a brain dump. I have lots of brain dumps. You will soon see basically this whole thing is a brain dump, but some of it's more pretty. So I just have some places, well, one place apparently, that I want to go. I also did this whole plan for a trip that we're doing over Christmas. So I wrote in all the things that we're doing, and to do this, I'm actually going to show you, they have this templates feature, so it comes with a whole bunch of templates already. I just use this travel planner template to do mine. I'm not going to show you it just because this video is going to go up before I go on this trip, so I don't really want to be sharing that on the internet. But it's really cool. I have this packing list, hotels, dates, schedule, and you can even include a map in Notion itself, so that is super cool. And like I said, they have a whole bunch of different templates that you can use for basically anything that you need. Then I have this other things heading, which is just some links to my other main pages that I have on here, which I will go through in just a moment once I finish showing you this page. I have a currently listening to, where I can just embed Apple Music straight into Notion, which, I mean, I wouldn't listen to it from Notion itself, but I just think it looks really cool and aesthetic being on there, so I like to keep it. And then, like I said, I have another brain dump, and I also have a quote here, a pretty long quote by Walt Disney that I really like. Would it really be my planner if I didn't have a Disney quote? No. Moving on, now I have my university hub, which is something I'm still kind of formulating and working on. Most of my classes are very math-based, and I just prefer to write my notes for that kind of thing, which is one of my only things about Notion is I wish that there was a way to write directly into it, because you can download this on your iPhone, on your iPad, those kind of touch devices. My laptop itself is actually able to like turn into a tablet, and it's touchscreen, so like I would really appreciate that, but it's not currently something I can figure out how to do. So that would be like my one biggest thing about this. So I first of all just have Blackboard linked, and then I have pages for each of my classes and the clubs that I am in. So if I go into environmental ethics, which is the main class I use this for because it was my only reading heavy class, I have the syllabus embedded at the top. You can embed PDFs, so I just have that up there. And then I wrote out my entire class schedule, which I really liked because I can just write in the type, so whether it's synchronous or asynchronous for this class, the date, the assignment, and I also use this to actually do my readings for these assignments. So if I open any of these, go in and just see my notes about the reading that we had to do for class that day. But like I said, I don't really do that for most of my classes. This class, it just worked really, really well. And depending on your major, on what you need Notion for, you can use it for notes, but for me, I didn't really use it for any other class besides this one. Under clubs, I just have some notes from various meetings and brainstorms, more brainstorms of course. Next we can move on to my professional hub. Again, this is kind of a work in progress. You know, this is something I'm starting to develop in my life anyway, so Notion is just a reflection of my life and that is also developing. But first off, I have my resume. Again, I'm gonna have to blur out quite a few things on this page, but it is basically a big long list of all of the things that I've done. And I just think that's really useful to have because you can go back through whenever you're making a new resume and just include whatever is best for the job that you're applying for. I also have just another really messy brain dump of internships, literally so messy. I have some potential shadows. I just have the links to a few different places that I would potentially like to do a shadow day at. Again, this is very messy and not super developed, but it's working for what I need right now. As I'm applying for internships or doing these shadows, I think this will be a really helpful way though for me to really keep track of my experiences doing that and like things I've done for the various ones, making sure I've done everything I need to for each internship application, etc. My final page is my creativity page. Again, a little bit of a work in progress. I just have an Etsy content brain dump. If you don't know, I used to have an Etsy shop and I would really like to start that back up again. So I have it kind of ready to begin the thought process of, I don't know. I also have some Instagram hashtags that are helpful for my Instagram posting as one does. And then I have my YouTube content. I first of all just have one for music, just so I can keep track of various music that I use and the links to them. I always want to make sure that I give credit to the people's music that I'm using. And then I have my video ideas and my video schedule. At the top of this page, I have some ideas. Again, I use this toggle feature, which is really cool. And I just wrote down all of my ideas. Here's some more ideas I had. And again, I use a toggle to kind of include more things that I'm thinking about. Another little brain dump. Are we surprised? Nope. And then I have a more specific schedule down here of what I'm doing. So if I open out the page for this particular video, I have this template all set up. So first of all, I have pre-production, ideas, editing, notes, and social media promotion. So the pre-production is probably where I do the most. As you can see, that's quite a lot here. I have my brain dump, main focus, key takeaways, and then I have a script, which I am actually kind of trying to follow. You guys can go back and watch the video again with the script if you want to see how well I'm following it. But yeah, it's just really useful. I have some editing notes, I have some places for music used, I usually write down the animations that I want to do there, and then I have social media promotion to remind me to post on Instagram. Like I said before, one of my favorite things about Notion is the fact that you can link pages. So for these, what I tend to do actually is I will copy the link to this page, and then I can go back to my to-do hub, and under this video, I can just paste that link, and now when I click it, it'll take me straight to that page, which is super helpful. It just helps me not to have to go through a whole bunch of different things. So even though this page is located obviously under creativity, my video tracker, Notion tour, I can get to it straight from my to-do hub when I'm actually making the video. With that, that was the end of my Notion walkthrough. I hope that you guys found this useful. This has really been such a life-changing tool for me. Normally, I love paper planning. Like literally, I've done that all through high school, even before, like I love that. But this has been the app that's torn me away from my paper planners. It hurts my soul a little bit, but also this is so helpful that I don't regret it. I love that there are just so many different ways that you can apply different things in Notion, and like I said, I've only scratched the surface. There's always something new I'm learning. Whether you're a student, a professional, anything, a content creator, like This app really has so much potential, and I just think if you give it a try, you get over the learning curve. It really is such a powerful tool to use, so I definitely recommend trying it out. Please let me know if you do, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!